Okay, so this video is going to be quick. Remember we did past question in the previous video. We did past question. So somehow we forgot to address this particular one. Okay, to distinguish between cadres of engineering profession, stating their minimum qualification and functions. The whole idea is engineering profession has cadres. Cadres meaning levels. Yeah. So now this is the material. So cadres/levels in engineering. So if you look at this now, you see at the top you have engineers. There are four group of, let me say, people, okay, group of persons, or yeah, group of persons involved. One, we have the craftsmen, technician, technologists, and then engineers. All these are part of the engineering family. All these are part of the engineering family. Now, for these guys, the craftsmen, they are directly involved in the job. Like they are the ones carrying out the action. These technicians, they are supervising the craftsmen and even working with them, like ensuring that is done. While the technicians report to the technologists, okay, and of course the technologists reports to the engineers. Now look at what we have here. You know, we are asked to, the question says distinguish between the different cadres of engineering profession, stating their minimum qualification and function. So okay, fine, we understand their levels now. This one comes before this one comes before this one comes before that. But what are their tasks? What are their functions? And then what is the minimum qualification? For craftsmen, guys, I know this is number one here, but looking at the cadre, like looking at the levels, we know this one comes at the bottom before this, and before technicians, before, no need to have this, yeah, before technicians, then technologists and engineers. Now, for craftsmen, the minimum qualification is what? Technical training or trade tests or vocational training, anything of that equivalent of this one, okay? So this one, you don't see anything like a degree here or something like that. So what they do, their function is to carry out basic manual and technical work. Okay, so to carry out manual and technical work. So technical work like what? Fabrication, installation, and the maintenance of tasks. They assist the engineers in technical operation. Okay, they assist the engineers in technical operation. But what? But they work directly with the what? Craftsmen. This is just to make the one in charge, that's the top guy, the engineers, make their job easy. Okay, you can't have the engineer running around doing everything. So at the very bottom, like directly to the work, the craftsmen assisting. Yes, this then after the craftsman, you have the technician, which work alongside with the craftsmen. Not really alongside, but kind of supervise the craftsmen. But in all, craftsmen, technician, technologists, all of them, that job they are doing is actually assisting the engineer. Okay, so then also perform what? Testing, maintenance, and practical what? Implementation. Now, of course, they supervise the craftsmen. They still carry out this action. The technicians still carry out this action. They still carry out this thing, but they are ahead of the craftsmen. That is in terms of level. Then for the minimum qualification, ND, national diploma. Okay, once you have national diploma, you can work as a technician. Then or should I just leave the engineering there? All right, don't worry. Now for the technologists, for their own qualification is what? Higher national diploma. You can see this one, national diploma. This one is what? Higher. That already tells you that the technologist is higher than the technician. So you see that function. They apply engineering principle in design and production. Of course, they all do that, but they supervise technical and operational activities. They supervise what? Technical and operational activities, meaning they supervise technicians. I know it looks like a lot of supervision going on here. So craftsmen facing the work directly, technicians supervising craftsmen but still facing the work. Okay, then technologists supervising the technicians, okay, and the operational activities. All right, then for the engineers, minimum qualification, bachelor's degree in engineering, of course, before you even be recognized as a technician, you have to go through Coren. Okay, you have to go through Coren. So now, minimum qualification, bachelor's degree in engineering, and of course, with Coren. Like after you graduate, you have to go through some years of practice, then write Coren exam and get their approval. Okay. Then what they do, they design systems and structures. Of course, the technologists down to these guys will be the ones to implement it. Okay, so the engineers design systems and structure. They perform analysis, planning, and project work supervision. They supervise every other people, every other level. However, they supervise these guys, like they communicate directly with the technologists. The technologist is the group that communicates with the technician and technician to craftsmen. Okay, so and they take responsibility for engineering what decision. All right, so this is like the head of the of all levels. Okay, so that's it. Then before before like round up this video, there was something that was I think we can just add to the first part where we said this idea Aristotle 4 courses. Now if you look at this thing, material course, look at this thing, material. Can you see that? Material. And we said what the thing is made of. Is that not so? Made of material. Okay, then formal, we said what? We said the structure. Okay, so look at it. That's what we said here now. Structure for number 2, formal. So look at this thing, form. Can you see it now? I hope this will help you to remember or to recall them. Form, that's the structure, formal course. Then this one is what? Efficient. That is to tell you that, why is this thing highlighting? Okay, efficient. Now if someone who is good at the job or who is good at something carries out that action, maybe produces something, someone who is good at it, so the thing will be very good, as the products will be good if the producer is good. That is to tell you the efficiency or how good a product is depend on the producer, the agent of production, the process of creation. So efficiency, efficient. Once you hear efficient course, just know that we are talking about the agent or process of creation. Then final course, final, that is the end of something. The end, at the end, what do we hope to achieve? Just think of that. So once you hear final course, what should come to your mind is what? The purpose. Okay, now I used this to explain it, but I'm just saying this again because while I'm studying, I observed that this thing is one nice way to recall them. So that's why I said let me just mention it in this video. Okay, so all right, thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye for now.